Hello there guys, it's me, Unstable Voltage, and welcome to episode 8 of Civilization Beyond Earth. I've learnt a couple of things since recording the last batch of videos. First of all, a few of you pointed out to me, and I completely missed this, and I feel so derpy for doing so. If you have an Explorer unit, and that unit runs out of Expedition modules, you can actually go back to one of your cities and replenish at the city. That is something I didn't know before, wish I had. I don't think we've really wasted too much by doing that. I know we don't have any Explorers at the moment, at least I don't think we do. I think my last Explorer I actually deleted because I wasn't really doing an awful lot with it. But at least I know that for the future, so that is a good thing. Another thing that I found out, because I was actually looking at the ability to change the focus for the city, which is on custom but no way to change it. Apparently, if you actually manually assign any tiles, then you cannot choose a default focus. So if I just reset the tiles, I can then go into, or should be able to go into a focus. Yeah, so you actually just click on one of these. So you can focus on culture, you can focus on production, focus on food. But if you actually go in and manually assign any tiles whatsoever, it just goes on to custom. That's a little bit strange. I mean, what's the point in being able to lock a tile? I understand manually, maybe if the tile's not locked. But what's the point in being able to lock a tile and then not actually set a focus? That seems a little bit strange. Let me just relock these tiles here. Again, that is probably the best tiles for it to be working. But without further ado, let us carry on. I've also turned on the single player score list. Mainly because this is my first game and I have no idea how well I was doing in relation to the AI. Turns out not all that well. I am down near the bottom of the score. Well, I am at the bottom of the scoreboard, let's be honest. Though I'm not massively behind, at least not as much as I thought I was going to be. So I'm going to allow things to continue for the time being. Let's get on and go on to the next turn. I am still clearing out some of these aliens here in the hope of getting rid of that nest, though that is becoming a little bit problematic as we get more units around. However, I am confident that we can clear that one nest out. It would be nice if we could. So let's just continue to clear off some of these units. There is still an alien nest there, so I would like to get rid of it, but we just need to farm some of these units up. I don't want them to become too aggressive to me in the long run. Gunner, I think, is... Well, I guess I could move some of these units forward slightly with a view to taking the nest out later on. So, let's move a couple of those units forward. You can actually probably... No, there's a hill in the way. That doesn't really help things a great deal, does it? Well, we'll leave you on fortify. We can always move this ship around later on. There was a kraken in the water earlier. Hopefully that's not still there. Looks like a few of the AI are already having a little fight with each other, so that is quite interesting. Let us move you... Now, that would put you into the miasma, which is not fantastic, but there isn't really a way that I can go and move into... Oh, there's a siege worm on that hex. In fact, there's a siege worm on that hex that is almost very nearly dead, and I think what we're going to try and do is move in where we can, and maybe even have a pop at it. Not too thrilled about that kraken being there. There isn't really anywhere I can go where I could take a shot at that siege worm with my ship without being directly next to the kraken, which worries me greatly. We can give it a bit more ranged combat strength. I could potentially go over here and take a shot. I do risk being attacked by the kraken, but let's take the risk to do a little bit of damage to that siege worm. Wasn't much damage, not much damage at all, and it is in miasma. It may well heal. Look, this could be dangerous for us here. We could be about to lose a few units, so maybe that wasn't the best idea at all. We've completed our production here. I hate that I can never see what the production was that has just been completed, unless I'm completely missing something, but I never seem to be able to actually find it, which is a little bit annoying. We're quite low on health. I think it was actually a clinic that we built. So I would like to actually get some more health buildings in here, but at the same time, it would all be, there's quite a lot of other nice things that I'd like as well. I suppose 4 turns for an old Earth relic isn't too bad. That would go ahead and give us a monument type building. Or we could go for the recycler, which would give us an extra +2 production. That is probably the best idea here. Is there anything else we need to do? No, let's next turn up and see how many of our units we're about to lose here. If that siege worm moves in this direction, yeah, these guys are screwed. I mean, like, totally screwed. And actually now being attacked by these wolf beetles, so may well have lost these Marines. Oh no, they did actually survive. I'm very surprised by that. While we still have line of sight on that siege worm, I am going to take the shots at it from over here. We do have a quest to kill a siege worm, so it would be fantastic if we could manage doing it. Let's try and take out these wolf beetles if we can. And I'm going to bring these guys back because they're probably going to die. I'm not sure if they can heal up, but at least they're not in the miasma anymore. Again, not a lot I can do, so let's go on to the next turn. Suddenly went very laggy there. I'm not sure what just happened. Right, everything has moved in slightly. The wolf beetles have moved in. Let's deal with this issue over here first. I'm going to use my gunners to try and take out the wolf beetle. Now, need to heal up the rangers slightly. Still can't see where that siege worm has gone. Now, if I move from this tile to this tile, it's zone of control from that Kraken, and I'd be using up all of my movement. So I'm just going to move away from the Kraken and hope that it leaves me alone. We've removed that miasma. It wants to build a farm here. I don't see that that's a bad idea. Let us do nothing with you for now. I've actually detected aliens near this city. We also need to get an ultrasonic fence going as well. It probably makes more sense to move the Marines out of the city and have the gunners in the city. I'm not going to attack them unless they attack me over here, though. We don't have any improvements here for them to pillage, so I don't need to worry too much about that. You are just going to fortify up. Now let's go on to the next turn. So, got to... Oh, yeah, they are just moving around. That's not too bad. What's going on over here?
You now have covert agents available. Assign them to other factions' cities to perform covert operations, or to your own cities to protect yourself against enemy agents.
Okay, so we've completed the quest for Your Eyes Only, which was completing the covert ops agency. Let's just have a look over here and see what's going on. We still have that siege worm that is very, very close to dead, although I still don't think I can actually hit it from here. No, it's still behind some hills, which is quite annoying. Where has that Kraken gone? It's actually over there, which means I can still take another shot at the siege worm. It's not a huge deal of damage, but I'm certainly taking down its health. So, we know we've completed that quest. We now have the option of covert ops.
Excuse me, I have important information for you.
So, I'm going to ignore the advisor for now, because I know a little bit about covert ops. Every city has these 5 little diamonds beneath the name, and that represents the level of intrigue that's going on in a particular city. And the more covert operations that go on within somebody's city, the more intrigue that it amasses. And the more intrigue it has, the higher the level of things you can do with your spies. So, to start with, we actually have 5 different options here. We can do Homeland Security, where we would get 1% city strength and 1% city hit points for every agent at the headquarters. We would get 1 research and development. Research and development would give us 1 production for wonders for each agent at the headquarters. Propaganda would give us +2 health. Operation support lowers the risk to covert agents doing operations for each agent in headquarters. So basically, operation support is makes it less likely that one of your spies is going to get detected in somebody else's city. And operations reconnaissance increases the chance of operation success. So we get to choose which one of these things we want it on. I think lowering the risk to agents a bit... Well, actually, yeah, we're not really going to have anybody in headquarters anyway right now, because I think we've probably only got 1 agent. Oh no, we start with 3. That I did not realise. So let's select a project. Let us... Well, we don't need the additional health right away, although it would be nice. Let us lower the risk for covert agents to be sort of captured. And then we'll assign 1 to... We could put 1 in counterintelligence if we wanted as well. So let us put 1 person in HQ on counterintelligence. should count as counterintelligence, and then let us put one in another city. So the question is, which city do we assign them to? Probably not one of the ones we're friends with. Let us spy on our direct neighbour here. We've got the Slavic... What are they called? The Slavic something or other. Can't remember the name. But we'll assign you there. And you might actually be able to find something out. So let's leave those spies where they are. And obviously as they start to uncover information, I'll be able to dig a bit more in depth into that. Those aliens are still around, but not causing a major pain. You guys might as well just form up. So, production. What should we have over here? We could get the laboratory. In fact, we should get the recycler and increase our production, because that will actually give us better building speed for everything else. So, I guess that's a little bit like a windmill, really. Or a workshop, so let's get that built. You guys, I think, are just going to stay there. And let's go on to the next turn. At least my marines are healing up a little bit. Just got to be very careful of that Kraken. Do not like it being there at all. So let us politely withdraw. Leave it alone. And you can skip the turn. Not an awful lot we can do here, though this city has grown. Yes, I suspected it was going to take that tile. It's not a bad idea. It would be nice to get a little bit more production, but none of these tiles have really great food right now. I don't have a bad amount of gold or energy, and production is actually quite slow, particularly workers. So what I may do is go in and actually just purchase a worker. We only have one worker at this point, so I think purchasing a worker is probably a good investment, at least for our second city. See, we've got the Slavic explorer moving around. That's fine. Okay, so we do have that worker now. Oddly enough, it isn't actually recommending anything for me to do with that worker. What would we get over here if we were to build... Well, we'd have to remove the miasma first, but that's fine. We can do that. So let's go here. A paddock would give us +1 science on that tile. That's actually not too bad. I don't even know if we need to remove the miasma. Let's just go ahead and construct the paddock, because, to be honest, the worker's immune to the miasma anyway. Can we finish off that siege worm? Still got that Kraken close by. We are close enough to take a shot. Still didn't get the kill. One more hit and we probably will do. The problem is I can't really move in with my marines at this point because of the double hill or the forest. So it's actually going to take 2 moves to get there, and they would have to go through miasma. So I'm a little bit concerned about that. Though he is healing up nicely. In comes the Kraken. Kraken actually hasn't attacked and has just disappeared. That, again, is a little bit worrying. So let's withdraw from there slightly. Project activated. National Security Project has been activated. So it lowers the risk to covert agents doing operations for each agent in headquarters. I love how we actually have to travel to our own city. That's quite strange, but never mind. A unit needs orders. Yep, you can skip the rest of that turn. And let's go on to the next turn. We probably need to start thinking about getting a 3rd city up and running at some point soon, because we still only have 2. I suspect the AIs have a few more. In come the siege worms.
I have important information for you.
So before we deal with that, let's have a look what's happening here. There are covert agents in the field which are currently idle. Assign them to do covert operations in the covert ops panel. So basically what we have now is we actually have agents in 2 different cities. So we've got our agent in Megan, who is doing counterintelligence. So we don't need to do anything with that. But we also have our agent who is in Krabrost, and we need to give them something to do. So we can choose an operation. Now, you'll see that each of these operations has a level. So these are level 0, this is level 1, this is level 2, 3, 4, and 5. And this is the amount of intrigue that you need to have in an enemy city in order to be able to do these things. So, the only things we can do to begin with is either establish a network, which is very easy and takes 5 turns, or we can siphon energy, which would steal 123 energy from the city, and that takes 20 turns. Now, if you steal energy, or, you know, currency, gold, if you steal that from an enemy city or an enemy player, they don't actually lose it. You gain it, but they don't lose it. It's a little bit like a trade route. It's kind of passively generated. Once we can get the intrigue level up to level 1, we can then start stealing science. Once we get the intrigue level up to level 2, we can steal a technology. At level 3, we can actually recruit defectors, which means we can get units from them. Maybe something that is specific to them. We can hack satellites at level 4, and then at level 5, we could try and get the city to coup. We could build a dirty bomb, which reduces their population. We could even call in a siege worm strike now, and we can also sabotage the city as well, which will pillage all tile improvements within 3 tiles of the city. However, these 3 do depend on your affinity. You need affinity level 11 in purity for the dirty bomb, and you need harmony for calling the worm strike, and you need supremacy for sabotage. So what we're going to do is, it's relatively low risk, we are going to establish a spy network. Now, intrigue that is generated against a city is for all players. So if another, let's say for example, because we're currently spying on Krabrost, if somebody else was spying on Krabrost, that would also increase the intrigue, and that would help us as well. So it's not just the intrigue that you generate yourself, it's actually the intrigue that anybody generates in that city. At least that's the way I understand it, that's the way it has been explained to me. Now, you can also see what the intrigue level is in your own city. So you know if you've got people running covert operations in there. There are several different things that can actually happen with covert operations. Sometimes a covert agent will successfully complete an operation and you will know little about it. Sometimes you'll be informed that somebody has performed a covert operation. You'll be told what they've done, but you won't have caught them. Sometimes you will catch them. You'll find out who it was, so you'll know who was spying on you, but sometimes they still escape, even though you knew who it was. Sometimes they're actually captured and killed. Sometimes they can actually complete the mission and still be captured and killed. So there's quite a variety of outcomes that there can actually be. Let us go ahead and consider finishing off this siege worm if at all possible, because I would like to complete that quest. I think we actually got it. Yes, we did. So, quest complete, killing the worm. Some might have found the last moments of the beast's life repulsive, but as a purple and red gore rained down on us, I rejoiced. This day, I am whole once again. 60 science and 245 energy. That is a massive boost for taking out one of those things. We definitely need to try and get rid of that nest as quickly as possible, though. We are going to do some damage to these wolf beetles. Should have actually probably moved these guys forward first for the flanking bonus, but on the next turn, hopefully we can go and clear out that nest. So, we've completed whatever it was we were building over here that we can't remember and have no idea. It was the recycler, that was it. So, let us go ahead now, and we're losing a bit of happiness, which is not great. Let's go ahead and get the Cyto Nursery for science and some additional health. We've completed whatever we were building over here, and I have absolutely no idea what that was. So, we could either get +2 science. We're not too bothered about the satellites for the time being. 10% production on land units, we're not really building energy any. And energy's not too bad. We have a fair amount of energy at the moment. So, I think the most sensible thing here would be to build the laboratory. We probably should get another colonist out at some point. I'm not seeing anywhere that is filling me full of excitement for a place to build. Although down here might not be a bad spot. Because if I was to put a city down here, we would potentially be able to get some petroleum. There's fruit down here. There's some more xenomass. So there are a few spots for cities. Even up here, of course, we have this alien nest that we wiped out. It may be worth building a city up here. There's another alien nest there, though. Alien nests can spawn on any tile that has unimproved xenomass. So until all the xenomass has been improved, there's still a chance that these alien nests might pop up. So settling over here probably isn't an amazing idea. Certainly not right now, though getting that 8 xenomass could be absolutely brilliant. I think I'll consider it. Down here is nice, but the resources are fairly widely spread out. I mean, we could... How do I turn the grid on? Nope. There is a shortcut key for it, but I can never remember what it is. I could potentially build up here in this forest tile. That'd give me a coastal city. It would put me next to fruit. And I'd also have access to silica and the xenomass. And ferraxite. That's not a bad location for a city, actually. It's definitely not the worst. I mean, we could go right on the corner. Which is probably slightly better, actually. We'd still get the ferraxite. 1, 2, 3. We're going to get the algae either way. 1, 2, 3. We would get the titanium, of course, if we built on that corner tile. That might be the tile that we go for, actually. I think that's where our next city is going to be. That seems sensible. Turn the hex grid off for now, because I don't need that. So, let us develop a virtue. It might be time to start spending in some of the other trees, really. Extra energy equal to 30% of the culture you generate. Leaf technologies cost 10% less science. Nothing here is giving us any amount of happiness, really. What could we get down this tree if we go a little bit further? Standardized architecture is not bad. If we are actually building some new cities, it's really good to be able to build those buildings more quickly. Don't think we need the additional energy, and we're not really building all that many wonders. I think I'm going to spend this point in standardized architecture for now anyway, just so we can start getting some buildings a little bit more quickly in our second city. It means we need 2 more industry virtues to get a 10% energy in bonus in every city, and 2 more tier 1 virtues will give us plus 10% production in the capital and plus 10% energy in the capital. So it's definitely going to be worth picking up a couple more things in tier 1. So that is pretty much all I can do on this turn, and I'm going to say that is the end of the video. So thanks a lot for watching, guys. I hope you are still enjoying Beyond Earth, and I'll see you next time. So until then, goodbye for now.